This is what happens when I open up a garden bed. I pulled the mesh off of it, and they have happily helped themselves to the kale that was there, and now they're taking lovely dust baths. Right, guys? So nice. If you've never seen a chicken take a dust bath, they look like they're dying. It's the funniest thing. I know, I'm not trying to scare you off. Today is bed construction. You saw the panels earlier with no metal in them. Let's go up here and look at one. Here we go. Like I said in another video, these were industrial waste. They were probably futon frames. But Donnie has used his little nibbler attachment on the drill to cut corrugated metal and pop it in between the frame backing and the zigzag springs to support it. And now we're working, or Donnie is working, he's amazing, on making sure we have a 90-degree angle on that corner and starting to bolt these pieces together. I put down cardboard for weed suppression, and the lovely thing about these is they already have bolt holes. So we just have to come in, use the existing bolt holes, and put them together. Beautifully modular. So we're going to do this one long bed today and get it filled. And hopefully this season we're going to get the one where the mini greenhouse is and the one where I have a pallet bed. That was my very first bed up there. We're going to get that built too. Alright, the frame's up. I need to finish setting the cardboard. We left this end open because when Donnie and my dad come back with the truckloads of soil, we're just going to unload them over the fence and into a wheelbarrow. Here's the end. When we're done filling, we'll just bolt it in place. And that's going to be a lot of nice growing space. Time to load it up. Fill in the wheelbarrow. Out of the truck. Both trucks. My dad's in town too. So there is one truckload. And if you'll look, one truckload fills it very nicely halfway. And I'd say that's, what do you think, babe? About 6 inches deep?
Yeah.
So it's about 6 inches deep, which is just enough to get little seedlings and new plants roots out of our clay and give them enough drainage. And then as that cardboard breaks down and they get stronger roots, they're ready to handle the clay down underneath. So I'm really excited about this extra growing space. Hello everybody. So I realized, because yesterday got incredibly eventful, I realized I didn't actually come in here and get video of our finished beds. So I want to give you a look at that so you can see what it looks like completely filled up. It looks absolutely amazing. Then I'll get a little bit more video later when we go in and we're going to add trellises on the ends, and we're going to put in PVC pipe frames so that we can cover it to get, because I'm going to be putting the tomato seedlings, the eggplant seedlings, and the pepper seedlings in it, and I want to make sure that we can get that to past our frost-free date before, so that we don't get any damage on it. We want good growing on those. So I'll give you a look at it, and then I'll do some more video when we put in the trellises and we put in those arches. So there it is. Does it not look incredible? I have some helpers in here. And I don't know if you can notice, if you can tell a video quality difference, but I just got my birthday gift in a few days early, and now we're shooting on a new Canon M50, and boy oh boy is it amazing to work with. So much easier than working on my phone. Hi girls. We've got it totally filled, spread out. This is going to be so much space for growing. I can't wait to see how this looks with tomatoes in it. Now, this is why we have to have the deer netting. Well, she's going to take herself a lovely dust bath now that she's figured out what's going on there. But we're going to come over here in this back bed, we're going, oh, there's my children. This is real life, y'all. Siblings. We're gonna get these structures right here. The two in the middle are going to be part of the frame of one of those front smaller beds, and the two on the ends we're gonna put on the ends of the new bed. So it's gonna be pretty exciting. I also got lots of seeds in. Got my radishes in this bed along the edge, and the potatoes in. I think I have that, another clip of that in another video. Then over here I got more seeds in. I'm trying strawberry, what was it? Strawberry spinach there. And so that should be pretty exciting. And more carrots. But it's just amazing there's so much green in here that overwintered. So I'm really excited to start seeing little seedlings start to pop up. Yep, go slowly. Don't make it jump, please.
Make it jump this time, Dorothy. When people are going low, it doesn't jump. I'll just plug it.
Okay.
Okay, so here's our Greenstalk. We ordered the newer variety. They have two options. They have the original, which is a 10-inch deep layer, and they have the leaf, which is a 7-inch deep layer. We decided with strawberry plants being slightly smaller, we wanted to go with the leaf. And that also gave us the option to go a few tiers higher and be the same height as the original. So let's get in the box and see what it looks like. The tape across the top has the cutest little bees, and it says happy gardening. Gardening always makes me happy. So we got it in the stone color. I'm gonna start pulling them out. The lovely thing about these is they're invented and made in Tennessee, and it's still owned by the inventor. In fact, the girl that I was in contact with when I was getting the affiliate link was the daughter of the inventor. So I love when we have family companies where everyone's still working together. Okay, these are the discs that are going to go inside each tier, and that's going to help the water percolate down. When you water from the top, it's going to go down through all the other levels. Again, how sweet is this? On the flyer, you've got a picture of the whole family. It says happy gardening. I'm going to have to find something to stick this on. Sweet thank you letter from the company. More stickers! Ah, I love stickers! Peppers! And let's grow together. And there's a little packet of bush beans. And then in here too, they have a planting guide that gives you some ideas of what you can grow in your vertical garden. We've already kind of got it set aside in our head to be strawberries. But I've already been brainstorming on perhaps a second one later to be an herb garden. Because years ago, before we even had a space to grow, we were in an apartment, and I took a piece of rebar and drove it into the ground and took terracotta pots and stacked them topsy-turvy back and forth, filled those, and grew my herbs in that. And it was really cute, but the terracotta wicks the water out of the soil, so I would end up with these nasty chunks of dry soil and really sad looking herbs. So here are the layers. You can see they're nice and deep, and these sides are the growing pockets, and there's even instructions on there that says fill soil to the top, so you're going to fill it all the way up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ow! Pulling my own hair. I don't know how well they're going to stack minus the soil. We'll see. But these go in the water disc. I may still be able to show you. Okay, I think I have to press that down a little bit more, and I don't want to force it when I don't have everything in there. But, okay, there we go. The molds are made so that they just fit together perfectly. I'm not going to snap it down hard. And this will go up. I really kind of want to see the height of it. So I'm going to loosely fit it because I still am going to have to take it back apart and put the soil. But this is going together so quickly and so easily. If you wanted to garden with your kids, this would be a wonderful way for them to be able to see everything sprouting. Oh yeah, I love it. But you bet Molly claims it. Molly is our one that has already professed a love of gardening and all things strawberry. So it's gonna look a little tipsy because it's not totally snapped in. And then this should be for the top, I believe. It says water only. Yeah. So the top layer, you don't put soil in. That's where you're going to water down. But isn't that cool? It's nearly as tall as I am. That's a lot of growing space. I think we're good.
Hi, Mom. Not too sure about that camera, huh? Down for an afternoon nap. Okay.
We're filling our Greenstalk this morning. It's super exciting. We made a run to the co-op and got bags of dirt. This is a 1 cubic foot bag. We've already filled one lower tier, and all we had left was the bottom part of a bag. So that kind of gives you an idea how much you're gonna need to fill this up. But let's go ahead and start filling the second tier. The directions that it came with said not to pack the dirt into the tiers because eventually that would cause warping of the plastic. And in case you were curious, I know planting in plastic you get a little concerned. This is food grade safe plastic, which was important to us, knowing that we're planting on something that's safe for us to grow food in. And today I'm going to order some sets of bare root strawberries. I'm thinking that I want ever-bearing varieties so that we can get a little bit off of it all year. But we'll hopefully get those in soon. That makes Molly very excited. She loves strawberries.
Hey, I see Mr. Ray behind you, Daddy.
Yep, we have a gentleman down the road who helps with cutting grass out here. We greatly appreciate it.
His name is Mr. Ray.
Yes, his name is Mr. Ray.
What do you want to know?
I'm talking to the camera because we have the camera going. Molly, no more. No more about that. Alright, I am not going to totally fill it before I put the watering disc in this time. If you're hot, go in the shade. If you're hot, go in the shade. I'm gonna go ahead and set this first because the last one I had to dig out a little space for it.
That's a big one.
I also don't want to get dirt in it. Maybe I don't need to do with that. I can always dig it back out. I don't want to end up getting water into where soil into where the water percolates down.
Oh, you're not going to
Just making sure the dirt is tucked in underneath it so that when the water does run down, it'll soak it up quickly.
How will you put the water in?
The water comes in from the top. We water it from the very top disc. So we got to do all the layers and then we'll water it from the top.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Put me down like a rat.
Again, I'm filling it all the way to the edge,
Then go
but not packing it. Something else to keep in mind when you're filling this is important to keep it level. And we already leveled with that first tier that we put down. And we'll probably check it as we go along. But we want to make sure that as this goes up, that the weight's going to help secure it and not going to end up tipping it over. All right, so that's filling a tier. Pretty simple. We just have 5 more to go and we'll be done.
5 more. That won't take long.
And it's full. We did it. All 7 tiers are filled. And here's the top tier where we're going to water from. That's going to allow the water to percolate down through all the layers, and it's going to prevent the nasty root rot that we ran into when we tried to plant strawberries in ground before. We have a really, really heavy clay soil, and we just haven't been able to have anything thrive in ground. That's why we've had to come up with all these creative above ground solutions, whether it's our metal raised beds or the Greenstalk or the wicking planters. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. It took about 5.5 of these cubic foot bags of garden soil. So it was I'm glad we had the bags to compare how much it took instead of shoveling out of the back of the truck. That kind of gives a better idea cost-wise if you're looking into doing this option. We're going to post a link in the description that will give you $10 off if you choose to order. This is the leaf variety again, which has the 7-inch pots. And that just gave us more pockets to plant strawberries into. We'll just plant a single plant per pocket. The original has 10-inch deep, and that gives you a little more flexibility. You can plant in more plants and a bigger variety of plants in that one. And we may experiment with that another time. But I'm really excited to see how the strawberries turn out coming out of this Greenstalk Leaf planter. Here's another growing option. We got this idea from Hippie Hill Homestead on YouTube, and I'll make sure to give him a tag on the description so you can go see his directions on how to put these together, because it's pretty ingenious. But these are just made from livestock feed tubs that you would find at any feedlot. We were able to find a source through our local co-op. And the amazing thing is, it's a very inexpensive do, and it reuses the materials. You have some PVC pipe. I'm looking for a measurement on it. Is it 2-inch? You're behind the camera. 1.5 inch. It's like playing charades with your cameraman. A 1.5-inch PVC pipe cut off at an angle here on the end. That goes in the bottom. And then we have to get some more of this drain pipe. It just comes all collapsed up like this. It's so much fun. We were able to grab both ends and do a tug of war. It makes the most satisfying popping sound you've ever heard. But you cut 2 pieces and line them up side by side and set them in the base. And then I cut landscape fabric that I could fold over because I felt like our landscape fabric was a little thin, and it lays down over the drain pipes in the bottom with the PVC pipe going to the bottom, and then you just fill the tubs up completely with your soil. This is the same soil that we used in the Greenstalk, and it's basically the same stuff that's in our raised bed gardens too. It was really quick. Oh, one last thing that you have to do, and I don't think I can see it on this one. You do drill a drainage hole. Is it on that side? Okay. You drill a drainage hole 1 inch down from the top of those PVC pipes, and what that does is allows extra water to weep out. We're going to plant tomatoes in these, so we'll plant them nice and deep, and then when we water, we will just use the hose to water in through the piece of PVC pipe, and you'll water until you start seeing the water drain out of that hole. And that's how we water instead of having to do it on the soil, which is really amazing for tomatoes because they don't like their foliage wet and they don't like the splash up from the ground, and that's a wonderful way to avoid having disease in your tomatoes. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We've had a lovely time in the garden, but the sun is on full and it is time to get in the shade and make some lunch for my kiddos inside. So I hope you come back to get more updates and check in on little babies. Miss Isabel is doing wonderful. She's a sweetheart. We're gonna have disbudding coming up soon next week, so their little heads won't be as pretty, but we'll talk a little bit more about that on another video. Thanks for hanging out with us.